heart of South Philly. Let's go see what the people have got to say. I'm ready to roll if they need me.
Now listen here, Dutch. Mets and the Cowboys, they suck.
1, 2, 3, go Birds! Go Birds! Here we go, 302BIRDS, Stinks. Go Birds!
Get your water ice and soft pretzels ready because you are now tuned into a 302BIRDS podcast experience. Proudly presented by TickPick, Nick's Pizza, El Diablo Burritos, and Klondike Kate's on the heart of Main Street. Let's take it to the show.
Oh, baby. The simplest way that I can put it is you better get your seatbelts and buckle up, Jordan, because it is our first ever live show coming to you guys from, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, maybe like the 302 or something like that, but we out here. We're hanging out, me, and Matt, and Jack coming to you guys live from Newark, Delaware, bringing you guys all the latest Philly sports talk. Get your water ice ready. Get that popcorn ready. We got a lot to talk about with you guys tonight. And back on the show tonight, coming back from their vacations, two fan favorites, Zeppelin and Ballpark Tommy. How are you guys?
Can.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Well, you guys are looking good. You guys are looking great, actually.
You guys are looking good. That's a nice looking TV behind you there. So whoever hung that really knew what they were doing.
They did know what they were doing. I just didn't know what I was doing with the fucking brightness because I can't get this regurgitation or whatever the fuck you want to call it off the back that makes me feel like I'm in Poltergeist. But that's a story for another day. Getting into our first segment, want to thank El Diablo, as always, for sponsoring this.
What do I want when I'm in the state of Delaware? Of course, El Diablo Burritos. Customer service always is serving your food with a smile on their face, asking how your day is, but their food is phenomenal as well. Their burritos are out of this world, one of the best burritos in town. Their queso is phenomenal. Their burrito bowls are amazing as well. When you're in and around Delaware, stop by your local El Diablo Burritos and tell them that 302BIRDS sent you. God bless, go Birds. Like it said in the ad, if you're in and around Delaware, stop by your local El Diablo Burritos to get a nice burrito bowl. Tonight we have is Chris Moose Cunningham. How you doing tonight, Moose?
Doing good. Phillies are on right now. Last I checked, they're winning 4-2. Big series. Got to at least take 2 out of 3 because they're right behind us, and they're the Dodgers.
Exactly.
So, very important.
We had a big win last night. How you feeling? What do you have for us tonight?
Well,
table.
So many topics going on. I know the big thing, not really a big thing, but one of the things that was going around is the Sixers want to bring back the Iverson era jerseys, the black ones. The debate I heard earlier was how many games should they do it? You don't want to wear it out. I'd say about maybe 10 games, against rival teams. I mean, that was I grew up in that era. Not that I'm that old, but they were, we didn't win a championship, but it was he's a Hall of Famer. So, maybe about 10 games, bring him back. I'm for it. Don't overdo it.
I agree with you, Moose. These are some iconic jerseys for these Sixers. Back in the early 2000s, these are one of my favorite jerseys to see the team wear. And I love the fact that they're bringing them back because I think, maybe like the Kelly Green jerseys that the Eagles have, wear them every once in a while, an important game. I mean, I feel like the Sixers have a lot of Sixers have a lot of jerseys. So we'll see, you know, how they work it in with the City Connect jerseys.
Yeah, I would definitely do it against the Celtics at a home game against the Celtics. Any in the Knicks. You know, especially them two teams. So, and that leads me to the next thing. And the NBA schedule, I don't believe is out yet. But I'd like to see. We know Boston's going to open up at home because unfortunately they're the champions. So I was thinking, how about the Sixers host the Knicks at home first game of the season?
That'd be a great game to start out. And I think those those black jerseys would be sick. Back to those black jerseys, though. I think it'd be really cool if they do it like kind of the Phillies do their City Connect jerseys every Thursday night home game. You know, if they were to choose every Saturday night home game for the Sixers, I mean, how many do they actually have on a Saturday night?
Oh, right. How about a Christmas Day game? How about Christmas Day at home?
What was that?
How about Christmas Day at home?
Oh, that'd be
all depends who they're playing. If they're playing, somebody in Carolina, we don't really care. But if they're playing a good rivalry game on Christmas Day, because they haven't had a Christmas Day, I don't believe they had a Christmas Day game last year. If I'm not, I could be wrong, but I don't believe they did.
I thought that they played the Knicks off the top of my head, but I might be wrong on that.
No, they did not.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different year. But point being, these black jerseys, like Moose said, are what all of us grew up on. I mean, when I had that McDonald's bobblehead that was from 2003, back when I lived in South Jersey, it was Allen Iverson in this black Sixers jersey. I mean, this is, in my opinion, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, undoubtedly a top 3 jersey in Philly sports history. I mean, it's iconic. It speaks to what the city is. And I just can't stand branding wise. So many people, so many brands are just going towards this minimalistic trend. And it's becoming cool now to do less. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. Sometimes less is more. Don't get me wrong. But when you have a logo that's this cool and, you know, just has this much passion, we resonate with it as a city this much. It's almost a crime. It is a crime to not put it out there, put the players out there in it, and sell merchandise with it. I know Mitchell and Ness makes money on it. They have it in the store. I'm sure they get a cut. They broker it. But having Fanatics manufacture these, or whoever the fuck is doing it now, and probably fucking it up. I mean,
it's Fanatics.
And what do we think about the Phillies? Now, here's a good one. And I hear different things about it. What do we think about the Phillies City Connect jersey? I'm half and half.
Hate them.
Yeah, I like the hat. But
that's all I like is the hat.
Yeah,
I don't like the way the numbers written on the back of the jersey. Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. When they went to and I love the green jersey. Of course, I'm Irish. St. Patrick's Day tradition. Tug McGraw, the green jersey. They got rid of it. Yeah, because of the City Connect.
I love that jersey too. Like I'm 100% Italian, and I love the jersey.
See my hat here. This is the Irish Phillies hat, and you know I loved it when they, you know, it was great. It was a tradition at Tug McGraw. I think the story behind that is they had a spring training game on St. Patrick's Day, and they decided he threw the shirt in a green dye, and they were actually just dyed green. So, and it became a thing after it became tradition after a while.
Yeah, they need to score. Oh, shit. Well, they need to bring them back. There's a lot of things that Philly sports teams need to do here in the next coming months, but we'll see when they get to it. Moose, I want to thank you for coming on here and joining us as our caller.
Oh, no problem.
Do you have anything else you want to say, or tell the people where they can find you on social media?
I know you got time restraints. I can go on and on and on. Maybe one day I'll pop in the studio with you and add a little bit more intel or a little light. But I'd just like to say thanks for having me on. We got the Moose's Loose stuff out. Not that I'm trying to promote. But I'd like to say one more thing. EAGLES, Eagles, baby! Oh. And go Phils, World Series bound, no doubt about it.
Go Phils. Amen to that.
It's good times. It's good times right now.
Talking about the Fightins.
That's right. The Phillies, everything's looking good. And I don't see why we're not going to be in the World Series and win it. There'll be a parade in November. Guaranteed. If I'm wrong, I'll buy everybody dinner.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Moose. Appreciate you, man.
All right. Love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right, I gotta say something.
Yeah.
I didn't want to break his heart. I don't like the black jerseys. I think we should bring him back for the retro. Like, everyone will lose their minds. I don't think they look good.
Why don't you like the black jersey?
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's way too much going
Speak
on.
on
You know,
that. This is a
the
crime.
Raptors. You know that Raptors jersey with the dinosaur bouncing the basketball?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ugliest shits I've ever seen in my life.
They're beautiful.
They're
beautiful.
They are
Those
disgusting.
jerseys are my favorite jersey to use
Dude,
when I play 2K.
I
Fucking
hate
like
those.
that.
I hate those jerseys. I hate the black jerseys. There's too much stuff going on. I also hate all.
But Josh, it's crazy because you went to University of Maryland, so all those ugly ass jerseys, I'm surprised you're hating on these.
I like colors, but I'm like a straight line type of guy.
The colors.
I'm
The
I'm
colors.
just the straight line. I'm a 90-degree angle type of guy.
See, I'm one of these. I'm one of these, sports fans where I think we should kind of go towards like college sports where we can just wear whatever the fuck we want to wear. I don't see why things have to be limited to 3 or 4 jerseys a season. Like, if a team wants to wear 10 different jersey combinations, let them do it. I think the fans would much more appreciate that than having 4 jerseys a year and only being able to see the Kelly Green jerseys maybe twice because, they're limited for some odd reason.
And the helmet thing never made any sense. Like the NFL didn't let you paint a helmet. Like why?
Yeah, it makes no sense at all.
Couldn't agree with you more, Matt. Like, look at minor league baseball. Like, look at all those teams that have
nobody knows those jerseys, Tom. Come on.
Okay, but if you look at minor league baseball, they all have like 1,000,001 jerseys. All those teams that look at your Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. They have the bacon jerseys. They have the Iron Pig jerseys. They have when they do the pug night and like dog awareness night. They have those jerseys. They have jerseys for every different theme night under the sun. And why can't, just following up on Matt's point, why can't a team, if they wanted to have Margaritaville night themed jerseys, why couldn't they?
Where the fuck are my ballpark Tommy theme night jerseys? Asking for a friend, please let me know. Speaking of, let's go
Nike
ahead
ruins
and
everything.
take us into the ball. Time for Phillies talk with ballpark Tommy. Finger stitch.
And proudly sponsored, Dutch, by our friends at Nick's Pizza, who we've missed dearly since I've been down the shore. I'll have to go grab a slice. I'm sure it compares way better than anything I can find down the shore. Especially now that Manco took over. Just saying.
Oh, that's a hot take.
Oh, Tommy.
They
Look at
start
that.
they ever since they got their corporateness in them, their quality has gone down and the price has only doubled. I'm just gonna say it.
All right. Yeah, somebody had to say it. But anyway, pizza wars are for another day. Tommy, how are you feeling about some of these trade wars? We talked about Luis Robert. Did I say that right? I think I
Yes.
did. Bingo. Look at me. See that, Jack? Maybe I do know more about baseball than you, bitch. Anyway, Brent Rooker, Tom, outfielder, Oakland Athletics. Good trade target, bad trade target. Simply put, would you?
I think he's a good trade target. I like him in left field. He's batting near 300. Very well, properly showing there, Dutch. The only problem is the A's want a bag and a half with everyone. They think everyone's gold. And if they really had everyone being a gold player, they'd be leading the AL West right now, making a World Series push. So the only reason why I don't want to go after him is because he's on the A's and because of what their general manager, Billy Beane, wants out of everyone. Who I really would like to see the Phillies also get as like a dark horse sleeper kind of guy would be Lane Thomas and get rid of Pache. Hey, if you, I don't care if you trade Pache or you DFA him with this trade. If you go get Lane Thomas from the Nationals, So one thing Rob Thompson and Kevin Long have like hated possibly doing is batting Marsh against left-handed hitters. They want him to only face right-handed hitting. Well, Lane Thomas might be your knight in shining armor then, because he's batting like 385 this season against left-handed pitching. So I think between the two of them playing left field, then you don't really need another bat in center. You just need Rojas to cover 3/4 of fucking earth. And you're golden in the outfield because you got Castellanos who can hit. You got always a left fielder who can hit between Marsh and Lane Thomas platooning, depending on who's pitching that day, a lefty or a righty. I think you have your golden combination out there. Pache's finally gone, thank God, because you got Marsh and Lane Thomas who can both play center field if Rojas were to go down. Pache can't hit the broadside of a barn. I think that's the way you go. Just to make sure you have you constantly have bats in that lineup who can hit. Because what was their big flaw in the postseason last year? The bats went cold and they couldn't do anything. And I think that could be a huge thing. And one other trade target, I think that I feel like people are diminishing the importance of a nice relief pitcher. Here, like we see Alvarado starting to falter. Like he just gave up a run right now, making it 4-3. And you have Sir Anthony's finally he was struggling most of the year. He's finally finding his way. Soto, who gives me a heart attack every time he goes out into the mound. He's been solid the last month, and I have a heart attack every time he still goes out on the mound because I don't know if he's going to find the plate or if he's going to find the backstop. I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't tell. But I like Brent Rooker. Sorry. If they were to go after him, I think he'd be a solid piece to add to this lineup and would solidify that bench too.
I think Rooker the Hooker would be a great addition to this Phillies team, but also I do think that we need to focus more on the bullpen. I really do want a solidified closer. I don't think that we have one. Like you said, Alvarado he has a good night and he has a bad night. I really do. If we are going to get anyone from the A's, I like their closer,
Mason Miller.
Yeah. He would be outstanding. He's a flamethrower. He's throwing 104 miles an hour. We don't have anything like that on the Phillies. We just need someone to come into the 9th inning and just blow someone away. And I think, honestly, that's what they're going to do. I think that they're going to put in all the chips for a solidified closer because we haven't had one these past two postseason runs. We just kind of go pitch by committee. And I've never been a fan of that. And I want that to change because if we can have some consistency in that bullpen, I think we're going to go a long way.
Couldn't agree more with you, Matt. Plus, Hoffman, I like his role. I liked his role last year of you send him out there in the high leverage situations. It's not necessarily to close the game. It's when the big boys are up to the plate and they could blow this game wide open, and you just need to shut them down to keep that lead. I love when Hoffman just kind of goes out there and just shoves. And Alvarado, I'm afraid what he might do in the 9th, he's almost Hector Nerisy to me. I hate to bring that up, where it's he's a great reliever, terrible closer, but a great reliever. For some reason, when he has to go in and close the game and shut the door, he gets the yips, and he forgets how to play baseball all of a sudden. So I agree with you, Matt. They need to go out and get them a guy that can just shove in the 9th and be like, hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. That's the ball game.
Like me.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right, Tommy. Phillies Dodgers series update last night. Obviously, bats were exploding tonight. Up right now in the middle of the 8th, top of the 9th now. 4-3 still is that?
Hoffman in.
Tommy, what's the verdict looking like with you? How's the outlook looking on this series? Knock on wood.
We need like
Knock
20
on
minutes to
wood.
answer that.
The Dodgers pitching has been like they have the greatest rotation on the IL right now. Between Glasnow, Ohtani can't pitch right now. I know he's not on the IL, but when he does come back, he'll be great. Yamamoto's out. I already said Glasnow. Walker Buehler, like all their studs are on the IL. So it's like tough to gauge based off of their starting pitching. Gavin Stone's a really good starting pitcher, and he didn't look that great tonight. He got a lot of help from his defense, which is something that Dave Roberts prides himself on, training all his teams to be super good in the field. So not a shocker there. They look phenomenal in the field both last night and tonight. Hey, the Dodgers. They had some miscues tonight. There was one where shit got on to third because the center fielder lost the ball in the twilight, and Trey got on base because the shortstop took his eyes off the ball. So I don't know. They look good. I'm glad they're playing this well against the second best team in the NL. That's the only, I know that's how people are going to put an asterisk on this, but they've looked really good. Like, they blew them out last night to the point they had to put Kike Hernandez, which was illegally put in the seventh inning. He had to wait till the eighth at least, and also wasn't up by enough runs yet. Anyway, that's besides the point. That's a minor detail. The bats came alive. Bats look studly. Turner looks like an absolute stud right now at the plate. I don't know anyone who's hotter than this man on the face of the earth. And we know heat. It's been a freaking heat wave for what now, a week and a half? I've only been home since Sunday. Hey, and you know what? I'm ready to go back on vacation, Dutch. I can't stand this heat. How have people been putting up with this for 2 weeks?
Yeah, Trey Turner is definitely playing great ball. I mean, hitting a grand slam last night, that was huge for us, winning 10-1. If you could give an MVP for this series, I think so far it would be Trey Turner, because he's been playing. He's had a few hits tonight, and like I said, that grand slam last night is huge for us. So it's great to see these players playing really well, and not to mention who's that? The backup, not Stubbs, the other Marchand.
Yeah,
Marchand. He's playing.
Marchand.
I mean, I love Stubbs, but you better watch out because Marchand's playing really good ball. His bat's coming alive. I mean, when he has stepped up, when he first came up, he wasn't as strong, but now he's been wheeling and dealing, and it's good to see. One thing I gotta say is this Phillies team this year, it's great to see the next man up because we haven't really had that the past couple of seasons, and to see these players step up when we need them is huge for us.
Yeah, I mean, Marchand, I do think, has deserved to take Stubbs' spot. Defensively, he's better. Offensively, he's better. The only reason that we have Stubbs still on this team is because he is the life of that locker room in the postseason. He's our DJ. But, I mean, you got to look at it from a skill standpoint. Marchand has stepped up in every which way. He has been so clutch for us. If it was just Stubbs and we didn't have another backup, I do think that this team would be in a different spot. It's going to be awesome to have Real Muto back because I do believe that our pitchers trust him significantly more than Marchand or Stubbs. I think you can see that with Suarez the most. He's been struggling ever since Real Muto's gone out, so it'll be great when Real Muto comes back. But defensively, Marchand's been awesome, and offensively, he's been even better.
LA's an exciting team. I mean, Ohtani, he just brings so much to the table, and he's just such an exciting player. I was talking about it with Jack tonight when we were at dinner, too, and I said the fact that Ohtani is a designated hitter and a pitcher, and that's just a normal thing for him, I think just shows the magnitude of the player that he is to the sport of baseball. I mean, the dude's just a freaking insane athlete. I mean, Tommy, you've been watching baseball since Jesus was in 4th grade, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a pitcher designated hitter in the major leagues? At least how often do you see that?
Let me put you this way. Do you know a man named Babe Ruth, Dutch?
Yeah,
That's
I know a guy named Babe Ruth.
That's about
He
the
wasn't
last time we
good.
saw this. Babe Ruth, he played outfield on days he wasn't starting pitching, and then he also pitched. Dude, he shoved. He had like a 4.3 ERA over like he wasn't winning the Cy Young Award, Babe Ruth, but like he pitched very well and he pitched complete games consistently. And we're seeing it with Shohei. I think I saw a graphic earlier this season. Over 300 games played between the two of them. They had equal amount of home runs and RBIs through 300 games played in their career. So that just shows you like how much of a stud. And he's not he's not hitting ranky dink home runs too. He's absolutely hitting moonshots like Babe Ruth did too. So it's fun to watch. He's the modern day Babe Ruth.
Dalt,
That's a great
did
analogy.
you say the Dodgers are an exciting team?
Yeah, I think that they're an exciting team.
They are a very exciting team, Josh.
Dalt, name one other person on that team besides Shohei.
Josh, go fuck yourself, dude.
Teoscar Hernandez.
You name one other person.
Huh?
I'm
Freddie
allowed to
Freeman.
make
Austin
vague
Barnes.
if I want
Freddie
to
Freeman.
and get away with it in MLB, Josh.
Well,
I
I
would have
just called
slid
you
right
out.
under the radar, you
So
fucking
obviously you didn't-
douchebag.
obviously you didn't
Anyway,
get away with
transitioning to our next topic and
What I
muting
thought.
fucking Josh for the rest of the show.
That's what I thought.
Little bit of local news. This you can fucking quiz me on, Josh, because I did read the article.
Are you a local?
I am a
You're
local
not.
now. I'm a taxpayer of Delaware. And I will be going to a Blue Rocks game this Tuesday. If anybody will be there this Tuesday, let me know. Alyssa's actually throwing the first pitch, so maybe I'll get like some free chicken and pizza out of it if I get lucky.
Oh,
Life
that's cool.
is good. Yeah,
Have you
life's
been
good.
Have you been
If
practicing
I
with
get,
her?
huh?
Have you been practicing with her?
She has thrown a couple first pitches actually for the Reading Phillies and the Fightins. So she knows what she's doing. Or no, the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs and the Reading Fightin' Phils, I believe it is.
You got that. You got it right
Anyway,
now.
let's stop fucking going off in the parallel universe of baseball, Josh, you fucking douchebag, yet again.
What did I
Anyway,
do? The
you
fuck?
keep fucking steering me into a different direction.
Phil's
about
win. Phil's win.
Yeah,
Oh
Phillies did
shit!
win.
There we go. Phillies win. Cool. That's a great win. Great team win tonight, guys. There you go. Wink, wink, nod, nod, hint, hint. Anyway, I saw this today on Delaware Online, and I about shit myself. I've never been to a Blue Rocks game. I'm excited to go to a Blue Rocks game, mainly because I used to live in Maryland for a long time, so Wilmington was always like 45 minutes away from me. Yeah, Jack, shut up. Anyway, point being, this pirate ship and this triple-decker beer garden would have been something crazy for the Wilmington Blue Rocks at Frawley Stadium. Apparently, they didn't have the funds for it. They didn't have the money for it, which kind of makes sense to me. I mean, when you think about minor league baseball, it is a little bit tougher, especially in the state of Delaware. It's not like Lehigh Valley or the Reading Fightin' Phils, which have a little bit more of a backbone. But I mean, they said in the article, which I found very interesting, the co-owner said they still want to do it. I think the whole project's like $10-15 million. How would you guys feel about a beer garden and what could have been at Frawley Stadium?
I think you might see that stadium actually packed on any night for once. It might become like it literally might become like something to do on a Saturday night.
Also, it's right by Constitution Yards, which is a beer garden.
I
So,
know.
you have people at the beer garden, and then you have people to go to the game. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really sad. This is the Blue Rocks season right now happening, and I've been in Wilmington recently, and there's been a game going on, and there's probably, I want to say, maybe 50 people in the stands, it looks like, or maybe even less, and it's really sad. I mean, they aren't that great of a team, but when we were younger, they used to be very packed and crowded. But yeah, I mean, if they added more things to do around the stadium, I think you'll see more fans come. Granted, the team's for the Kansas City Royals, so like maybe that's why.
Yeah, that's what I'm
They're
saying.
for the Nationals now.
Oh, Nationals now. Okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that.
They got sold.
Oh, okay,
No.
well, makes sense.
No, fuck them. We don't want them packed.
Why not, Josh?
They're not the Phillies.
That is probably a big reason why marketability, like somebody like Tom or like Josh, and I get it, true Philly fans don't want to spend their hard-earned money on another franchise's development. But at the same time, guys, it's fucking minor league baseball.
It's It's also like $5. I will say the Blue Rocks do put on a good show
I'm
for
rooting for
fans.
them. I'm a Blue Rocks fan.
I enjoy going to a Blue Rocks game. The Blue Rocks are my local minor league team. So even though they're part of the Nationals organization, I still
over the Reading Fighting Phils or over the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs.
Well, these guys are closer. I would say they're my local team, who I would pick as my favorite. And that I actually follow. I follow probably the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs the closest. Because those guys could be on my Major League Baseball team that I actually root for day in and day out.
Tom, you're watching too much baseball.
You're never that's not a thing, Josh. You can watch too much football. You can watch too much basketball. You can watch too much hockey. You can watch too much badminton. I know you did. I saw you earlier, Josh, watching all that badminton.
No, I still don't understand how that game's played. It's really confusing.
And somehow you're a rocket scientist.
Listen, we won the Revolutionary War. I don't need to watch badminton.
Badminton was invented in the U.S.
Yeah. No, but low key, if my girlfriend lives in Wilmington, and if the Blue Rocks games were popping, it would be an easy thing to take her to on a date, and not have to do what do you want to do tonight? What do you want to do tonight? Shut the fuck up, Jack.
I'm going to a Blue Rocks game on a date. That sounds like a good time to me. And
your girlfriend's throwing out the first pitch. That doesn't count.
Well, she is taking me on a date, but actually, the main thing why I would go to the Blue Rock Stadium and fracking here, the fucking two old men from the Muppets won't be able to say that this is a lie. It is technically the one Chicky and Pete's establishment in Delaware. So if I want Chicky and Pete's, hypothetically, I could pay $5 for a ticket, go in, get my bucket, and walk out right after. Wouldn't do that. I have too much respect for the Blue Rocks, but if I was ever craving it, I have thought about that in the back of my head. Seasonally, I can get Chicky and Pete's now in Delaware. So game changer right there.
You could also just go in after the 7th inning and just not pay any money to get Chicky and Pete's.
Can you just walk in after the 7th inning?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep, 7th inning and on, you can get in for free. Are you writing that down?
Fuck yeah, I know what I'm doing this weekend.
God, you cheap bastard.
We just the tickets are $5.
That made my Chicky and Pete's $18 instead of 13 instead of 18. Thank you.
You know what I want to talk about? This team that I've always hated in the past 5 years. They have no hope for this city at all. But you don't
want to talk about
them. I guess there's still some hope. Go Thunder. There's still some hope, I guess, with who we drafted and Caleb Martin. I really think that was a good pickup. I've seen some of his games and how he plays, and I'm not saying he's the missing piece, but I think it's a good addition. Honestly, anything's better than Tobias Harris, if we're being honest right now.
You're right.
But I mean, yeah, I'm excited to see what this team can do, but I'm not going to watch.
I'm not saying anything. I didn't study anything about this guy, and with Professor Zeppelin in the room, I don't want to get cussed out or anything by the true six.
No, I mean, I agree with Jack. He's a good player. We had a good draft, I think, Paul George, but you can't see because my hand's reversed. He's gonna draw the graph. The season ends, everybody hates Sixers, and then springtime, we do this, and then summer, and the graph is going up. Oh my God, we're building hope. We're building hope. We have we spin off we're gonna have a great Christmas time in the Sixers. Then we're gonna bust off a bunch of wins in March, and then we're gonna lose the second round again. Does anybody care about the Sixers until we get out of the second round? How can you have hope? I don't care.
How about the first round? How about the
I
first
don't care
round?
if we sound even if we sign the ghost of Michael Jordan, I will not get hope for the Sixers team until we win in the second round.
Well,
Hey, Josh, where did Caleb Martin go to college?
Nebraska?
No,
He
NC
went to
State. What
Nevada.
the fuck, dude? You didn't know that?
I thought he went to Nevada.
and Josh, Michael Michael Jordan's not dead, so why would you use Ghost?
Like the ghost of Michael Jordan's like playing career.
So as a Sixers fan that will be watching next season, and I'm very excited for next season.
You're most qualified now.
I'm excited for Caleb Martin. I mean, he kind of is the Celtics killer. If you look at what he did, 2 seasons ago, Game 7 against the Celtics, he's the one that put him away. He had 28 points. Who on the Sixers do you see doing that? I see none of them doing that. So
no, Jimmy
honestly,
Butler,
including Caleb Martin. I don't see doing that to us.
Oh, come on, Tom. Come on. No. But I do like him. He's a high efficiency 3-point shooter. He's a veteran presence that has made it to the postseason countless of times with the Heat. I think he's going to be awesome. And I don't know if we're going to get to talking about any of the other free agency additions, but I do really like the team that they're building here. Embiid, Paul George, and Maxey, I think could be one of the better big threes in the NBA. Of course, they got to prove it. They got to stay healthy. They got to, fit together. But those three with Nick Nurse and then the veterans that they're surrounding around them, I love Kelly Oubre coming back. I really do think that they're just building a team to win this season. And they need to win this season because Embiid's going to need to get paid. This is his last year. So this is kind of, I do think that this is the season that's going to decide what Embiid does after this year. And so I think that the front office knows that. I think the team knows that, and they're putting all their chips into the basket. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch this year.
I agree.
Matt,
I hope that they are.
Points. Those are all excellent points. I just feel like I'm being sold another bill of goods yet again by this fraud administration of Josh Harris, and he sold me a fraud bill of goods with the City Connect jerseys with the Phillies. He's selling me a bill of goods now for what? What's it been, Dutch? Like 10 years, including high school, with this process bullshit that we're finally going to get out of the second round.
Here with the fucking process start.
What?
That was Sam Hinkie, yeah, who was the Maury just got here.
I'm not talking about Maury.
Are you talking about the whole organization?
I'm talking about the ownership. They sell me a bill of goods every year. This is the year. We're finally going to do it. And then you know what they do? Do you know what they do, Dutch? Do you really know what they do? No, they lie to me. And they lose in the second round. Pitifully. With no fight. No effort. The only one that looks like he's going to war is Embiid. Tobias Harris, 0 points, 2 points, 0 points, 0 points. I am traumatized by this Sixers team. They owe me. If they do not get out of this second round, I think they need to go through a class action lawsuit for false advertising, Dutch. I want the class action lawsuit started tonight.
Well, Tom, instead of a class action lawsuit, we're just going to give you the throwback jerseys that we've been keeping in our back pocket for years now when we needed in a moment like this when we fuck up.
Dalton, I want you to know something.
Huh?
He also went to Nevada. I was right. Look it up.
Josh, how the fuck do you know that, you
'Cause I
fucking
know this
douchebag?
shit. 'Cause
Yet
I
again.
know.
Josh, you said Nebraska, not Nevada.
All right, Josh.
Yeah, I
you
know.
seem to
Any-
fucking
I
know
said
where
Nebraska,
everybody
that's in Nevada.
went to college. How are you feeling about this UCLA standout? God, I think he went to UCLA. Adeem Bona?
Yeah, I can't say
hope
his
I'm
name.
saying that.
I can't say
Jared
his name.
McCain and Bona, though, looking fucking good. Did you see that alley-oop? I mean, that alley-oop looked legit. You could not do that.
Does he look like we left Zion Williamson in like the microwave for too long?
See that? I can definitely see that for sure.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah, no, Jared McCain, Josh, I know you love Duke, so I'm glad that he came to Philly. But Jared McCain, he granted, he's a little fruity, but we love him. He's a TikTok guy. But he definitely has that dog in him. I saw some of his high school highlights. He is a good player, and I think he's a perfect fit. I think they'll have him at the point guard or shooting guard position. But having his mind, he's a great basketball mind. The way he's played, in Duke. It was great watching him. I don't know much about Bona, but I know for a fact Jaron McCain. I watched the March Madness this year. He kind of won off some games, so I'm excited for him to come to Philly. And I mean, it's a great story to see him like when he got drafted, how emotional he was because he made his break. So I think he's a good fit, and I'm excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, I feel like we say it every season, but like Embiid needs like a 3-and-D player kind of, and that's kind of what he is. Like he's definitely the best shooter in the draft, I think, like just from stats. So I think he was a safe choice, and I think they made a good option, good pick with him.
Yeah, they finally get a good supporting cast for Embiid.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I was actually very scared when I saw that they picked McCain. He's 6'2". We already have a short point guard in Maxey. I was kind of like, what are we doing? Because they also had Connect right after him. They could have got Connect, who is just as good of a shooter and is 6 inches taller than him, and also played the power forward shooting guard position, which I do believe we needed a little bit more because Maxey's going to be here for the long run. I don't like a backcourt with a 6'3" and a 6'2" guy, especially when you're relying on Embiid down low. I would much rather surround Embiid with some other tall players so he doesn't always need to be down in the paint taking all those blows. But, if it does pan out, McCain could be an excellent shooter, and it can be lethal. So, I mean, my fingers are crossed that that's the way that it plays out, but I'm just not confident with, a small backcourt.
We talked about the Sixers jerseys already. Sorry, that threw me off a little bit.
No.
Thank you, Josh. I appreciate somebody else talking there. Covering me. I'm fucking out here drowning. You guys are just fucking.
I had to charge.
Speaking of drowning, Miley Cyrus.
I had to walk around the house. No, I had to walk around the house to charge my phone. That's all that happened. That's why I look like I'm like
I heard
fucking whatever.
Well, just like whatever just came out of Josh's mouth. Here we come in with a wrecking ball. Here.
There it is. Thank you, dude. I fucking waited for somebody to take the bull by the horns. Miley Cyrus halftime. Would Tom Salucci and the Salucci household be satisfied with that?
I'm not sure my mother would approve of modern day Miley. She liked Miley Cyrus when she first was getting away from the Hannah Montana stuff, but she does not like Miley Cyrus now. So I am not 100% sure. I think we would be going. What I've heard probably the last 5 years. Here's, oh my God, I don't know what they're saying. Oh my God, who listens to this garbage? I think is what more we would hear. I would prefer if Taylor Swift were doing the halftime show, but I get it. She's too big right now. I'd rather a real star do.
You were a Swiftie before it was cool. I will say that. You used
to
listen to fucking Taylor Swift in the shower at St. Joe's freshman year of college, full on blasting, and did not give a fuck what anyone thought. So he's a true Swiftie fan.
And that was 2017.
I'm excited for Miley Cyrus, but I wish she would come out with
Hannah Montana. Did your balls drop yet there, Jack?
Yeah. If she came out with
that was an ill time shift.
Hannah Montana song. I think It's the Climb would be a great song to come out, but I think this would be an interesting halftime show. Because I mean, she's kind of popping up again, dropping some good music I listen to. So we'll see what happens. It'd be great if she comes in, if it's in a Superdome, comes down from the ceiling on a wrecking ball, and that opens it up with that. That would be sick.
Fuck no, I don't want that to happen at all, dude. No, that would be ass. I love Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana. She's cool and all. Every young man's first crush, whatever you want to say. But I do not want her anywhere close to the Super Bowl. This year, the choice is easy. You need to put Drake and Kendrick Lamar up there, and you don't tell either of them that the other one's doing it, and like you keep it on the DL, like we're gonna surprise, and like Drake, we're not telling anybody, we're gonna surprise you, man, and like surprise the world, and then you tell Kendrick Lamar the same exact shit 1 hour prior to showtime. You go into both of their fucking locker rooms or whatever, their fucking stage room or whatever they call it,
Dressing room.
dressing
room, dumbass.
I don't know. You go into their locker room and you basically say, hey, Kendrick Lamar's here and we're going to bring him on stage. And then you say to Drake, hey, or you say to Kendrick, hey, Drake's here and we're going to bring him on stage. They get super fucking pissed. They just start writing a ton of bars about each other. And then you just let it fucking fly and happen. If it's the worst show of all time, you know what? You're going to have those angry guys in the comments anyway. They did it for fucking Eminem and Dr. Dre. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like, yeah.
Yeah, Kendrick already kind of did the halftime show with them.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's different now with this beef.
I got two things. One, Miley Cyrus has a great voice. Whatever you think of her music, she does have a killer voice. And she's pretty hot. But that's besides the point. Green Day. Green Day needs to do a halftime show.
I would love Green Day.
Green Day rocks. And they're getting to that point where, like, they're kind of be like, okay, they're way too old. But, like, now it'd be like, okay, they're still kind of retro. Get Green Day to the halftime show.
No, I'm thinking about Coldplay.
No, Coldplay sucks. You don't like Coldplay. You do not like Coldplay as a band. You don't like their music.
Fuck you. Make him name 3 Coldplay songs, you fucking douchebag.
He doesn't. He has 3 that he just remembers, and that's it. He doesn't remember any of them.
He remembers how Coldplay makes him feel in the moment, though, when he listens to their music. And I can name Princess in China, and that's about it, Josh. It's not the only Coldplay song I can know, but I know that and the Viva La Loca or whatever the fuck.
Viva La Vida.
You're so close.
Hey, there you go. Dyslexia.
Viva La Vida and Yellow.
Yellow.
It was yellow.
That's 2. That's 2 Coldplay songs.
Imagine.
The Scientist.
Super Bowl tickets. Philadelphia.
Coldplay sucks.
Let's go.
It was yellow.
Coldplay sucks.
Amazing.
Coldplay's not a good band.
It's better than Green Day. Woo!
No, they're not.
Wait,
Green Day
Josh,
rocks.
please forgive me if one of these guys is dead, but Blink 182.
Yeah, no, Blink 182. No, they just came out with a banging album in last September.
Oh, that was so banging, dude.
It was great.
Hey, Josh, I do want you to watch Coldplay's last Super Bowl halftime show. It was absolutely incredible.
Who'd they play with? Was it with Bruno Mars?
It was just them.
What?
Yeah.
Coldplay's done a halftime show?
Yeah, they've done a halftime show, and it was outstanding. Yep.
Was it
No,
Super Bowl halftime show?
World Cup. What? Idiot. God. When we're just talking about Super Bowl halftime shows, God, I hate you.
Coldplay's Super Bowl. When did they do the Super Bowl?
I think it was like 2006 or 2007 or something like that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I believe that they did.
It was electrifying.
It was really good.
Oh,
What
you have
year
no idea.
was it?
Oh,
never
Coldplay
seen that
featuring Beyonce, Bruno Mars. 2016. In 2016.
I do remember Coldplay doing a Super Bowl, in all fairness. I remember Coldplay. I remember Bruno Mars, because the Bruno Mars one was like really romantic. And if you scroll through my Twitter all the way back, I think I was like, oh, this would be a great concert to take a girl on a date to or something. I was getting Jack Jordan vibes in the crowd listening to Coldplay. I was bricked up fucking from the music, feeling myself.
It was Broncos Panthers.
Broncos Panthers, yeah, that was an ass fucking Super Bowl. Just kidding. I mean, it was ass for me because I wanted the Panthers to win.
Sucks.
Sorry. Cam fucked it.
Coldplay sucks. That's whatever. Go Miley. Coldplay sucks.
All right. Coldplay sucks, Josh, in your opinion, but who doesn't suck at right guard? Who's going to step up to the plate and who's going to do it? You think Tyler Steen? Do you think this new kid, Trevor Keegan? Mekhi Becton, a little bit of veteran? That's the weak side of the line for the Eagles. Now it is.
I think you got to go Tyler Steen. I think there's more upside with him. The new guy, Trevor, what's his last name? Keegan. Trevor Keegan. I think Trevor Keegan has a lot of raw talent, but I think the person who gives you the best chance to win this season's Tyler Steen, in my opinion. And unfortunately, it's not like last year where you can kind of put somebody in the right guard and you got Lane Johnson on one side, Jason Kelsey on the other. Now, I mean, Cam Jurgens is going to be fine. He's going to be a great center, but you have less experience on your left side, right? So whoever you put in there cannot be a project. You got to put that person in there and be ready to play. And I think Tyler Steen is going to be the guy.
Josh, did you fucking read my notes or something before the podcast? Because I literally had the word project written about Keegan.
I just listen. I don't know about MLB trade talk or the Ironbirds minor league jerseys or whatever, or sneaking into a game at the 7th inning, not to pay for a ticket. Okay,
that may be like Sally's has a pool on the roof room, or I may go to a fucking Blue Rocks game and just walk in and get arrested or something.
There's no way they just let you. Like you at least have to get your security.
Maybe they do. I don't know. It's Delaware. They don't have sales tax here, so I don't know. There's crazier shit. But Josh, you're right.
At least get? There's got to be security.
I would love. Yeah, there's definitely security. Steen would be great. Steen's older, and I also wanted to point out you pretty much hit the nail on everything, except he did take first-team workout reps with the spring training camp or whatever you want to call it, and he had reps last year, I believe. So I think he's your most seasoned guy with the most upside. I know some people were saying this Matt Hennessy guy that we brought in from the Falcons, and he's going to be a good player, but he's going to be like that depth player that kind of is just like Dillard was, plug and play offensive lineman. I think he can be utilized in different positions. That's why they brought him in, for his versatility. So that's very exciting. Going back to Kathleen's question, though, third option receiver, I think is going to be this kid that they drafted. Ainias Smith, if I'm saying that right. Apparently, he's a freak athlete. He had a pretty good camp. Obviously, we still haven't seen much because it's only July 10th, but I would not be shocked if he kind of emerges as the wide receiver 3. I remember somebody made a draft comparison to him like Brandon Ayuk, and if he can be half the player that Brandon Ayuk was for the 49ers for the Eagles, we're in for a lot of upside.
Personally, I think
you're muted, Jack.
Personally, I think Paris Campbell, because he has had those first team reps. I think veteran receiver out there for wide receiver 3 would be a better fit than a rookie. I think Paris Campbell is that deep threat or that slant shot. I really like how Paris Campbell plays. So hopefully it's Paris Campbell. I mean, we'll see what happens come next couple weeks.
I got 2 names for you boys, unless Matt was going to talk because I can't see because of the mic.
Go ahead.
All right, never mind. I got 2 names for you. Okay, 1, Hunter Renfrow, still a free agent. Number 2, and this one's scary, and Dalton used to love this guy. I don't know how you still feel. I think he'd be a horrible locker room guy, and he's a injury-prone nightmare. But Michael Thomas is still out there. Okay? He's old. He's 31. If you could just duct tape his mouth shut and have him play in between Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, listen, we got Slant Boy. He's right there for the
league slant. We're the best fucking slant boy in the league right there.
I'm just saying.
I love that, Josh. I think if we had A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Michael Thomas, I think this could actually be one of the best wide receiver trios in like NFL history. Michael Thomas is still a very good wide receiver. He's been injured the past 3 seasons. I don't think he's played any snap. If he maybe played a few last year. Yeah, he played a few, and then what happened? He just stopped. Yeah. I think that's probably just because he doesn't want to play with the Saints anymore. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like he's done. But I think we could get him for maybe the vet minimum. So like I say, bring him in and just like let's like win. You know, Because I mean, 3 years ago he was rated like the top fantasy wide receiver. Like nothing could have changed. He's just been injured. I mean, he really. I think you give him a chance, and I think they look. I think that's an incredible trio.
All he needs to do is catch the short ball. That's it.
Yeah, there's a lot that could happen there for sure. Speaking of moving pieces, transitioning to our next topic. So HBO Hard Knocks has given us a way cooler perspective, I think, on the New York fuck-ups Giants than we could have ever expected. Seeing the Giants from an outside perspective is one thing. Seeing them absolutely fumble the bag internally is a whole other ball game. We got to see a little bit of how this negotiation went with Saquon Barkley. Give this clip a watch.
All right, so I just talked to Ed Barry, and I think just mulling over this, the right thing to do is let you test the market and see what your value is. I don't want to do the franchise thing or all that stuff again. I don't want to go through that. We've both been through that. You know, if you really want to be a Giant for life and you're interested in staying here and coming back, just see what your market is and then have Ed come back to us and we'll see if we can come to an agreement.
All right, I appreciate that.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Can you give me your word on that, or you're not going to give us a chance?
What do you mean? Like circling back?
Yeah.
I mean, I already told you where I want to be, so.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do that. We'll go out and see what the market says. I think it's the right thing to do. I love you, man. I appreciate everything you did for the organization. You know, the 2 years I was here, and I'm not saying we're not going to get something done, but I think it's right if for some reason it doesn't work out. That.
Do you really want to be a Giant for life? I don't fucking think anybody would say yes to that question. What kind of sales pitch is that, man? I mean, geez, that's not the best thing to say. Howie or Houdini right there on the scene, ready to swoop in swiftly, was Howie Roseman. Joe Shone, however the fuck you say it, Collins fucking boy, was playing with fire. And it bit him in the ass because Philadelphia Eagles were right there to give Saquon Barkley the money he wanted. Now he is probably on what I would say is the most dynamic offense in the past 20 years for the Philadelphia Eagles, no doubt, possibly ever. For the era that they're in, definitely. I don't know if you can say of all time because different eras like that those 50 teams Eagles and then especially those 60 team Eagles were just different animals, different beasts, especially for their time. But assembling this team, Howie has literally fucking taken each Infinity Stone and fucking assembled the Infinity Gauntlet with this offense and given Jalen Hurts the power to control it. It's going to be insane. That means that there's a lot more pressure on Jalen Hurts now, but at the same time, that means that there's a lot more opportunity too, especially if they bring in Slant Boy. So stay tuned.
Yeah, I mean, I would not have the balls if I was that GM to ring up Saquon Barkley and say, hey, like, this is what we were thinking, because you don't want a player like Saquon Barkley slip away like that. But I guess he had his mind made up. He wanted to make a certain amount of money. And that $37 million is what the ticket item was. So we picked him up. And I think that's maybe a little too much. At the same time, it's like he hasn't had the best offensive line. So we'll see how he is, how he plays behind this offensive line, because we have one of the best offensive line in the league. But I think, that $37 million is a lot to fork over. So he has to perform. If he doesn't, then this is a bust.
I also think it's going to be fun to watch Saquon because this is going to be the first time in his career that he is not the number one guy. We have Jalen Hurts, who uses his legs. We have A.J. Brown, who is a top wide receiver. We have Devontae Smith, who is also a top wide receiver. We have Dallas Goedert, who is a top tight end in the league. We're not going to need to rely on Saquon Barkley to be that guy, but he's certainly going to be that guy because of how little we use him. He's going to be able to stay healthy. He's going to be able to utilize that offensive line. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, and I think we're going to see a beast of a running back this year.
Especially because this is the first time ever he has an offensive line too. So not only is he not the number one, he also has an offensive line. And so you have to worry about all those guys you just mentioned, Matt. Plus, he doesn't have to carry 8 guys just to get 5 yards for once. He might be able to get 5 yards untouched every now and again. And that's a scary thought, seeing a big man who has a lot of agility, a lot of power, be able to just run downfield for 5 yards untouched, and then all of a sudden he's just gonna pop someone and get this next 5 yards. Dutch, I need a coach there just so I get the good whistle with that pop.
I'm gonna drop like a sack of potatoes. Yeah, when you fucking lay somebody out, fucking Coach Salucci, day one. All right, I want the biggest fucker over here and the littlest fucker over here. We're gonna do an Oklahoma drill, and I'm gonna teach you fuckers about heart. Yeah, like that, Tom. That would be you, Coach C, out there.
Exactly.
Fucking, oh my god. But shout out to the Giants once again. I mean, we're pretty blessed in the NFC Beast, NFC East, NFC fucking idiotic, some people would say. I like to think, of course, we're the biased ones sitting in the green room right now talking, but I like to think we might be the smartest team in the NFC. I'm not even going to talk about the Commanders because they're on their own time zone. They don't even know what they're doing. And then when you compare the Giants and the Cowboys, they're both so dysfunctional as franchises. It makes the Philadelphia Eagles look amazing. So hopefully, because of these actions, hopefully because of this swiftness by Howie Roseman, the Eagles can actually, I believe that they won the division last year, right? Still no? Damn it. Okay, so we're definitely going to win the division this year, then I was going to say. But I would like to see the Eagles repeat years as NFC East champions and finally shut up those Cowboys fans. I know Cowboys fans want to do it too. So hopefully one of us will kind of emerge as the true owner of the NFC East. But that's all we got as far as Howie goes. Pivoting now to our trivia topic, which we want to thank TickPick for sponsoring. Time for everybody's favorite part of the show, 302 Trivia, with your host, Jack Dalton, the mayor of Delaware.
Thank you to TickPick for that sponsorship. Like I've said before, it is Phillies season, but it always is Eagles season, baby. Buy our tickets through TickPick. Tonight's question we have for you is, how long was Chase Utley's longest hitting streak during the 2006 Philadelphia Phillies season? Again, how long was Chase Utley's longest hitting streak during the 2006 Philadelphia Phillies season? A, 27 games. B, 46 games. C, 35 games. Or D, 40 games. I guess we'll give the answer too. Check the comments.
Yeah, is that our last topic? Let me check the topics real quick and just make sure. And then we will check the comments here to see if any of the fans got it. Talked about right there. Talked about Super Bowl. Yeah, that's everything. So let's go ahead and check the comments and see if any of the fans had gotten it. Looks like Rich said 27. Kathleen said 35. Jack, do you want to go ahead and give us the answer?
Yes. Again, so tonight's answer for Jack's trivia is C, 35 games. Tommy, I'm surprised you got that wrong.
I think that was Jimmy Rollins that had that. I don't think it was Chase Utley, but go on.
So from the team, we have Matt saying A, 27. Wrong. No, I saw you said A. We had Dalton say A. Wrong. And then the only person that got it right was Kathleen. Kathleen Peebles.
So the fans get one this week.
Yeah. None from the Philadelphia or from the 302 Birds team.
That might be the first time we ever blanked as a podcast on trivia as a whole.
Boom. You see it? You see that?
Oh, I see it. It says 35 games online. Yeah. He can send it to you, I guess. I don't know. I fucking copied off of Tommy's paper and I was hoping that I would get it. Being the amateur.
Jimmy Rollins had 38, Tommy.
Oh, yeah, he did. Between the 2 seasons.
I know Tommy's checking right now. That's why his phone and his camera's off.
Because I was looking it up. I didn't believe you. I'm like, I think the 30-something, because I didn't think he had a 30-something hit streak in his career. I only really remember Jimmy Rollins's. I didn't think he ever reached 30, Chase.
Chase Utley's that dog, baby.
Hey, I know he's a dog.
That's my dog. But speaking of that's my dog, you guys are my dogs. Want to thank everybody for coming on here tonight and hanging out with us. Want to thank Josh. He texted me just a little bit ago. His phone actually died. Want to thank him for jumping on here with us as well.
Nah, he had talked to his girlfriend.
On here a little bit more consistently too. He was saying, so you guys will get to see more of your favorite Zeppelin hanging out with us. Ballpark, Matt, Jack, want to thank you guys all for joining. Ashley is not able to be with us tonight. She's actually at an airport, so hopefully we'll see her soon. And maybe next week, if you guys are lucky, we'll have a full cast for you. No. So stay tuned. Oh, Matt, no, Matt. You'll have to wait until September for that.
So, yeah. So Josh's phone did not die. He had a Texas girlfriend because he has a girlfriend. If you didn't know that, begin the episode. Without further ado, I'm not home, so this sucks. But hey, Josh, it's an outro, not an intro. Hit the motherfucking outro.
We got 302BIRDS,